Scooby-Doo is in this episode, but not in the way you think. We open on Fred trying to give Velma a ride because, once again, he is a feminism-loving soy boy now whose life purpose is wanting to fuck Velma. Damn, Mindy Kaling's wet dream. Ignoring Mindy Kaling's obsession with white guys, Fred's dad dismisses this and says inner beauty is a myth. Now,
let me be clear.
Velma is more fucking ugly on the inside than on the outside in this show, even though they did make her far less appealing than my queen, but whatever. So after blackmailing the school principal in this last episode, she fucked his appearance. So it turns out, be ready for this, Edna was a scientist, military client list, transfer beds and little kids, goved the ridiculous, patched her up and locked her in, needs a psychiatrist. Stop. And then they did this.
Called the program the Special Covert Operations Brain Initiative, or Scooby.
Scooby? And wait, what did Scooby do?
Do you get the joke? She said, what does Scooby do? Scooby-Doo, do you get it? I'm gonna Scooby-Doo a few lines of coke and jump off a bridge in a second. Oh, that rhymed as well. The rap's over, I promise. It was fucking cringe, I know. Also, by the way, for the people commenting, I spelled horrid wrong. I know, we had a whole conversation about it. I did it so you would comment. Thank you. Love you. Bye-bye.
I'm not at home and I don't have my recording equipment, but I really wanted to say that the Scooby bit is unfunny.
So Velma had another heart attack after being told anything about the story. They hit her with a shot of adrenaline to wake her up. She is told by the principal that she can't tell her what happened to her mother if she keeps having heart attacks. So Velma says fine, but asks one more question, causing her to have another heart attack. You know, she should be dead. But we all know HBO won't allow that. Besides, why the fuck doesn't the principal just tell Norville and then have him tell her without her having to ask a question? It would completely avoid this, but okay. Now Velma has to go on an adventure to figure out what is causing these panic attacks. I'm just kidding. We aren't allowed to have a scene with a meaning. Literally in the next scene, Norville/Fake Shaggy just fucking says, what if it's caused by your dad not believing your story of your mother being kidnapped? And Velma has a flashback and then decides, yep, that's what it is. So now she's on a mission of convincing the dad. Also, the B plot is Fake Shaggy wanting to become an alpha male instead of a beta male, so anyway, I'll be ignoring the bottom Q for now. We move on to a scene the whole direction team must have loved. A baby is pissing all over the entire scene. Not only has this comedic trope been overused since the fucking 1800s, but it's honestly just a weird ass scene altogether. Someone tell me this is pleasant to look at. Velma comes in and Dad uses this as an excuse to leave the situation and go spend time with Velma. Also, Daphne becomes C-plot and is now just hanging around her totally not manipulative family. For once, I'd just like this show to try and show some subtlety. Every joke is pointed out. Every plot point is obvious to the point where it feels like the show is babying its viewers. Fuck man, this is an 18+ show. I don't see anyone over the age of 18 enjoying this unless they're a pedophile or have some weird baby kink. So Velma's dad has taken Velma to a strip club and they start to discuss the best way to piss in the shower to avoid the stepmom finding out. What fucking adult wrote this? And laughed at this? Who proof-watched this and said, yes? What the fuck? The dad ends up leaving for a supposed work call, so Velma decides to start pole dancing. Reminder, the official Twitter account says she's 15. What the fuck, guys? Shows like Euphoria are slightly different, in that at least they used adult actors. This shit is portrayed by a cartoon girl who is 15. What the fuck? This works to get her dad's attention. He comes back in saying the call was so he could spend all his paid leave time on her. So they decide to play a prank on the stepmom by kidnapping her baby and watching her freak the fuck out. What the actual fuck? This is some Leafy type trollage. They then end their day on a beach, surrounded by empty alcohol bottles, doing a toast to the best day of their relationship, with Velma passing out afterwards. Yes, this is the comedy show we all wanted. This is revolutionary. This broke up the divide between the Republicans and the Democrats. This is fucking intense. The next day, Velma confronts her dad at work for taking advantage of Velma to get his work done when she's not at school. Ah, yes, because doing your job is so horrible. Also, he has been having an affair apparently, but this is played as a joke and not really mentioned again. This makes Velma hate her dad for a little bit. No, not the affair part, the doing his own job part. So she goes to the principal and demands to see the evidence, as it won't give her a heart attack right now, since she doesn't really care what her dad thinks. This works. Turns out the reason her mother's cell phone last pinged in Fred's house is because the lab where Edna cut people's brains out and put them into other bodies was underneath his house. Of course. The principal then says the mother was attacked by the ghost of Edna. And Velma replies with,
Wait. You're saying my mom was taken by the ghost of your mom? Really? I thought only idiots and B-list actresses believed in ghosts.
is this a shot at the original Scooby-Doo cast? Because if it is, you deserve death. Oh, and it also turns out Daphne's parents were manipulating her to use her as a human shield. Shock horror. Then Daphne's adopted parents come in to save her from gunpoint. How wholesome. And now is where the B-plot with fake Shaggy comes in. It turns out, by being so alpha male, he didn't pick up his girlfriend's phone calls, and she got stung by a bee, and the school had no adrenaline shots left, so she almost fucking died. Anyway, this is ignored for the rest of the story to continue, so I'll ignore it as well. P.S. He now turns back into a so-called beta male. Velma goes to Fred's house and goes into the basement where the lab was sealed up. Fred does a stupid and the brick wall collapses on them. Turns out Velma's dad had a tracker on his phone to find out where she was. She is rescued only to find Fred living the best of his lives as Velma was just sitting on his face for the last 30 minutes. Again, these are children. They go down the stairs into a room where Velma sees footprints running away from the scene. This causes another heart attack. She forces her dad to say she believes Velma's mother was kidnapped. This stops the heart attack temporarily until it comes back, because he was actually lying just to get the heart attack to stop. Then he picks up the card and reads it, explaining that he now fully believes her because the handwriting is the same as Velma's mother. This breaks the heart attack seemingly forever. The end credit scene shows Daphne's mother running away, and then another character dressed in the clothing of Edna, the mad scientist, comes up and presumably kills her. The end. What the fuck just happened?